Hello, guys. This is another session with Fastened Up Insta Live. Today we have another athlete joining us, Manasi Joshi, who is a para badminton player, somebody who has done the country proud, winning a lot of titles. Uh, it's always a pleasure interacting with these athletes because we get to know more and more about what they go through, what is a training plan, and what are their goals in the journey. And I have a lot of people joining in. Hi Anirudh, hi Rider Soul, Ayush. It's always a pleasure to have a few of you join us on this journey. And today we are having Manasi Joshi join us. Manasi is a badminton player, a para badminton player, in fact, a world champion who won the 2019 World Championship in Switzerland, where we also had Sindhu winning the title in the regular format. Manasi is currently based in Ahmedabad. She used to train in Hyderabad with the Gopichand Academy. So let me just get Manasi in. So adding her in, going to be an interesting conversation with Manasi. We have had a lot of great athletes, nice athletes joining us from various sports, and I think we will have Manasi soon. Hi Manasi, how are you?
Hi Vijay, I'm good. How are you?
Great. It's been some time since we saw each other. I think I remember the 2015 moment when you were part of the launch of Fastened Up in India.
Yeah, correct. But few months back, I think I met your wife.
Yeah.
So when you were shifted to Hyderabad, I just met her at the swimming pool at the academy, and I came to know that you guys also have shifted here. So, good to see you.
Great, Mansi. I think fantastic. And I think your journey in the last 5 years has been amazing since that day in Mumbai.
Yeah,
Kudos and congratulations for the World Championship as well.
thank you.
For the viewers, Mansi is amazing badminton, para badminton athlete. She has won a lot of laurels for the country. A story of grit and determination. She has trained at the sport for a lot of years now. I was just mentioning to the entire viewers that you had recently, I don't know how many years, you have recently shifted to Hyderabad before the COVID happened, where you were training with the Gopichand Academy. And wonderful to have you at the Fasten Up Insta Live.
Thank you, Vijay. Great to have be a part of this.
Great. So Mansi, how are things now with the COVID happening? I think you might have frantically shifted from Hyderabad when the academy closed down to Ahmedabad. How is it going for you in terms of training, fitness, the entire schedule for you?
So definitely everything has slowed down a little, but then I'm finding solutions. Whatever the problems are, like I'm stuck at home, so we are doing home workouts. I'm in touch with my team who are taking care of all the trainings and whatever I can do from home. So I mean, definitely things have changed, but then we're working around it.
So how many hours do you train these days or devote to fitness activities?
So, like right now, I'm just training in the evening. So I devote like 1.5 hours a day, 1.5 hours for fitness.
Okay.
But since past 3 4 days, I'm going like I'm going out. Like after this lockdown was lifted, maybe yesterday or day before. So we went down. I left my house of many days, went down to play badminton or just go for a walk with my family members. So, uh, it's fun. I mean, with easing of the lockdown situation.
That's nice. So Mansi, let us go back to the year 2019. Was a wonderful year for you. I'm sure 2020 would have been great with the Olympics happening, but unfortunately that has been postponed. But how did the World Championships go for you, and what was the lead up to the championship?
So yeah, the World Championship actually went in my favor. I worked really hard for the tournament. Actually, I was working very hard to do something. So in 2018, when I shifted to Hyderabad, that's when I realized I wanted to pursue the sport as a para sport as some professional thing. And in 2018 at Asian Para Games, I came home with a bronze. But last year when 2019, we had we had the whole academy. Everybody, we worked very hard to reach here. So even the whole tournament, it was for the first time. Para badminton tournament was organized with able-bodied world championship, and we were just sharing corridors, all the able-bodied players and all of us. So it was very interesting and motivating to see all our people who we look up to just playing across the corridor where we had free access to go and see everybody's matches. And it was the other way around also, where people from those places were coming to our corridor, to our stadium, watching our matches. So definitely it was a great interaction for all of us.
No, congratulations once again. But let me just ask you a few things on what changes did you bring into the game once you shifted into Hyderabad, and are there any skill sets that you worked on, improved upon in that journey of 2-3 years?
So yeah, definitely. When I shifted to Hyderabad, I got my sports prosthetic made from there, and I shifted completely from my walking prosthetic to a sports prosthetic, which is like a blade foot directly attached to my socket.
Sure.
We previously I was engaging in too many activities. I was working on too many shots, and I was not concentrating on one thing at a time. So after coming to the academy, we were just practicing one shot a day, or if it's a if I had to learn how to do slicing, and also every day we would just do that. Or maybe I had devoted a day I would devote 1 hour for service practice also, maybe more than that sometimes. So there was everything we were concentrating, but full time we were concentrating it completely. I was spending more time doing wall practice than what I was doing here, or maybe when I was in Mumbai. So whatever I was learning through all these things.
Right.
I developed good hand skill. I developed good coordination with my sports prosthetic in some time, and I improved on my movements. And all those things which are exactly important for all para athletes.
So that's interesting. So there are a few changes that you did when you actually went down to Hyderabad. So how difficult is it for a coach or the support system to understand a para athlete vis-a-vis an able-bodied athlete, right? And what are changes that they did to and was there a group of athletes like you, or were you the only athlete out there?
So initially I was the only one, but right now at the academy there are many other para athletes who are training. I'll tell you one thing, not much research has been done in the field of para badminton as such.
Sure.
But I think BWF as a body is right now working upon it. And if you say even para sports, so we say that compared to the able-bodied sport, I'll say less amount of research has been done in this field. But then there are people who are interested in the physiology of the all the muscular system of of everyone's body, and they are working on this area also. Papers are being published at international level in science journals on how to train para athletes. For us, it was all a trial and error type of a system, because whatever worked for me, I don't know if it will work on someone else. So we were like coaches, all the trainers work together. If my coach me let us concentrate on, and if I think it's working, then I'll just give my input exam, or maybe partly say that this is not working, let us do this. My coach, Rajendra sir, Gopi sir, they were more interested they would study all previous matches, had gone through previous tournaments, they had seen YouTube videos of every player, and everybody were very much interested on how this whole para badminton, or how we can actually enhance or do something for this sport academy. So everybody were working together.
That's great. So we have a lot of people who are listening to this conversation. So I think a lot of them would be also people you know. If there are any questions for Manasi, please do comment, and then she'll be happy to take up those questions. Manasi, the next question that I would have is that you talked about fitness, you talked about skills which improved in the last 3-4 years. Was there anything else that also you worked upon, like recovery or nutrition? Is there anything you worked upon those?
Definitely. I have been working with sports nutritionist from OGQ. With Mihira, who had taken this session with Fast and a few weeks back. So I've been working with sports nutritionists who are helping me with, recovery of my needs and taking care of my diets and profile, and just help me in diet also. So it's not just physically that I was putting effort into; it was definitely nutrition wise.
So, how many hours were you practicing at the academy? Total. So how was the sessions like?
It was strenuous. There were times I was practicing since around, I was putting 7 to 8 hours a day, with almost 3 sessions in a day, 2 sessions in the morning till 12, and later on in the evening, maybe say 4 o'clock till evening. Yeah, I was putting 7 to 8 hours on court.
And you were staying when you shifted to Hyderabad. You were staying alone there, or you had a. So that shows the.
So I'm saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's different, usually people, like even my parents were like, "Tu rahegi akeli?" मैंने बोला हाँ रहेंगी. People are little, initially we were little reluctant. We don't want you to stay alone. Let us be a part of it. No. It's let me work upon it, and if I require any help. So there was one time when I fell ill, and the next minute I see my sister, my parents, catching flight and, coming home and taking. So support definitely there, but yeah, I'm still alone I have 2 other flatmates who are like amazing females.
That's great. So that is, I mean, you need to make those sacrifices, not just you, but the parents also, family also, to let you become the world champion. So it's not an easy job becoming a world champion.
I think so. It's a team effort. With family involved.
So there is a question from Bhairavi who's asking you, when did you actually decide that badminton would be your sport?
I had decided long back when I was a child. I used to badminton. I used to go for coaching, and I used to be a part of. I used to play district level tournaments. So there was when I had got selected for state level, but then at that time I was in 10th class. Again, I got a chance when I was in my 12th class, and at that time I never wanted to become a badminton player. I loved my books. I loved matlab mera sara padhai and all. So I gave up on sports for my जो भी है पढ़ाई.
Right.
But then you never know, right, what plans life has for you, and that's how I switched into para badminton. I'm pursuing currently professionally.
Fantastic. I think so. Badminton as a skill was probably very early that you had actually got into badminton. So that answers this question. There's one interesting question which is asked by Sajid. He's asking, I think it's a he. Do you have to keep a standby prosthetic in case the main has an issue? Are you allowed to switch them during the match? It's a very technical question, but it'll be interesting to hear.
Hi Sajid, thank you for your question. So I don't have a standby prosthetic, but I do have a walking prosthetic and a sports prosthetic. But yeah, we are allowed to switch prosthetic in case we wish to, technically. But of course, financial constraints and a lot of other things have not got into buying another prosthetic for a standby purpose.
What's the cost?
But I remember in China, my sports prosthetic had broken down, and it was just after one match, and I just couldn't play. I wish next tournament I shifted to walking prosthetic, and of course, we require maybe a standby in future.
Yeah, and just for the audience, how much would be the cost of a prosthetic if it's a sports prosthetic, for example?
So a sports would cost around 3.5 to 4.5 lakhs, depending on what all other equipment or parts you require. The cost changes. Knee is the most expensive part. Foots are comparatively cheaper.
Sure.
Knee might cost you around 5.5 to 7.5. I mean, I'm not much aware about sports prosthetic wala cost because I have not got a prosthetic knee yet. But recently, my request for approval has my request for a sports knee has been approved by Artificial Limbs Corporation of India, and maybe after this lockdown, I'll get a sports knee also.
That's great. So that gives a great sense. We have another question from Bhavna, who asks you. Obviously, there's been. I mean, as any athlete, you first face adversities. So how do you self-motivate yourself during these times? So it's a very philosophical question, but I think, I mean, maybe I think you can share some of the real instances during the match or otherwise, or during the life that you have had, which could help people understand how to get over these things.
For self motivation, I think what I have realized in these few years is that we as people are powerful, and if you consider the situation where everybody is little right now bothered about what is going to happen in future, our jobs going to be there, or if anything, I mean, whatever the hard times we are facing as of now, I think I have faced similar hard time in my life few years back when I was just growing up. I'll say that life it moves so like you find solutions, and everything is going to be fine in some few days. So that is what has been keeping me going. Okay, if this is the problem, I am going to find solution and it's going to be fine. So this is like one of my which motivates me the most. Okay, what is my problem? Let me concentrate on one problem at a time and let me find solution for that. That has been my motto as of now.
That's a very valuable suggestion, Mansi. It's very applicable to a lot of us. Thank you so much for that. One more question from Ritesh. He's asking you, who has been your favorite player? I mean, even if there are few players, please go ahead.
Well, in badminton or other sports, I hope this is for badminton. I'll say, I think I like Victor Axelsen, his game style. I like Lindan. I like Lee Chong-wei. I like Gopi Sir's his style. His story is exceptional. Whatever he's doing, I mean, I have so much of respect. I think all these male players have been doing really well. If you ask me, in female players, I'll say Saina Nehwal has been able to raise the bar of Indian badminton since many years, and we have Sindhu now. So I think all these players.
So, Mansi, you also talked about a lot of great players, Victor Axelsen, Lindan, obviously Saina, Sindhu. Have you ever got an opportunity to kind of spend time with them, interact with them, to know more about the game?
Not really. I have not. We have not had such interaction.
Okay. So, Mansi, how important was the 2020 year for you? Also with the Olympics, which was about to happen, and what does this change of Olympics mean? I mean, does it change plan? How are you going about handling this?
So yeah, like when 2021 para badminton was making its debut at the Paralympic Games, and it was really important for the whole fraternity that our sport was going to be introduced for the first time at such a big level. Definitely with year delay, everybody's plan has definitely got derailed by some time and maybe by a few matches. I'm sure BWF is going to add a few tournaments for qualification, but I think it has impacted everybody mentally also, because right now when we look at, we have a set calendar for us for future which we can plan according to it, and work like which to put effort into. We don't have that kind of clarity, so definitely that clarity is missing. But I think 2021 is then taking our new focus,
That's
or
always
shifting our.
it's always the positive Mansi speaking. So I can sense the positivity right through this session, Mansi. Great hearing.
I think every athlete is positive.
So let us also ask you. I mean, if it's cricket, we all know who is supporting cricket, who are the sponsors, etc. But when it comes to, let's say, a para badminton athlete, how is life? Who is the sponsors around, and what is the support that you're getting as an athlete? Because that will be very interesting for people who are hearing as well.
So yeah, like it's difficult to get support for para athletes because a lot of issues like currently a lot of issues are happening in para sports, and for me currently I have Wellspun, Malcolm, Ask Automotive, they're my sponsors and who have been taking care of my needs. Previously I had OGQ on board. We have I'm taken care by Meraki Sports Entertainment, who's representing me on who is representing me.
Yeah.
So definitely, I'm very fortunate enough to be supported by a lot of organizations through their CSR schemes.
No, fantastic. I
And
think
of course, I have Citibank as my global, like I am global ambassador for Citibank to promote the Paralympic movement in India and world over. So I'm very fortunate to be associated to all these companies who are working tirelessly to help me achieve my dreams.
no, I mean, kudos to all these brands who have been coming forward to, support you as an athlete. So that is commendable having that support system because a lot of athletes still struggle for sponsorships beyond the mainstream sports. Uh, so one question which again, I mean, we have Bhavna again asking you. I would like to just tweak it a little bit. Have you ever been recognized, appreciated while you go on to public places, unknown places? Has somebody come and asked you, recognize you as a badminton player, champion? Has it ever happened, or does it happen?
Yeah, like God, like I am so visibly because of my visible disability, people can identify me based on it. So definitely, I've been approached quite a lot of time based, of course, based on my disability and चेहरा देख के भी समझ सकता है. But yeah, it has happened few days back. I was at the airport, Delhi airport, and I was in the washroom just washing my hands, and there was this one lady who said, "I have seen you somewhere." I mean, I just can't recollect. Were you in KBC? Yeah, I was a part of KBC. I mean, one episode.
Wonderful.
So yeah.
That's fantastic. So we have a small rapid fire round where we would like to have crisp, quick answers from you. Let us go on to that. What do you enjoy? A drop shot or a smash?
I'll say I enjoy drop.
That's great. Strength training or skill training?
I require both, but I'll say I love because I do less of a strength training. So if you ask me, then strength training is what I wish to. Like I love doing, but I don't get that. I put more efforts on court.
If it's not badminton, which other sport would you have taken up?
I used to go for football coaching, so maybe football. I don't know.
That's fantastic. Describe yourself in 3 words, Mansi.
3 words. I'll say, well, I'll say resilient, strong-headed, and I don't know, maybe kind-hearted. I don't know.
That's nice. So we will take a question from a viewer. Empowering Sport Girl asks, "What has been your best moment in badminton?"
Best moment. There has been many moments that actually has happened on court and off court. I would like to share one that happened off court
Sure.
months back. I was traveling. I was in Thailand, and I'm an electronics engineer, okay, and I have like, soldered hundreds of circuits in my college. And even when I was when I had vacations, I would just go on building kits. I loved doing and building stuff. I remember, and at that time in Thailand, my charger of my prosthetic, one of its wire became loose and suddenly it broke. So at first, initially, I didn't know what has actually happened. Is it the wire? Is it like inside of my prosthesis? So it's an electronic limb, and my prosthesis was not getting charged. Next day, I had to leave for China for another tournament, and that was like my final day in Bangkok. I was really worried what would happen. I found out that my wire has broken down and I need to fix it as soon as possible before I reach China. Otherwise, I won't be able to walk. So I just booked a cab from my stadium to go and to just go to any nearby electronics place to help me do soldering. And I went to a lot of places, but unfortunately couldn't find any place. Like everybody said, go to this area, go to this area, but nobody said, okay, nobody was actually trying to help me. At one mall, I found one guy who was actually, inside their shop, he was soldering. I said, can you help me? Can you fix this? And he said, I don't know what you're saying. So I showed him like loosened wire and told him just you need to put a little bit of solder into it. So he put it. And when I tried to fix like on my prosthetic, it didn't work. I told him just sit aside, let me do it in my, and literally I fixed my prosthetic that day, and that is like one of my most memorable story that has happened at at a tournament, which is very memorable to me.
I think I'm sure it would have been also been important for your matches, getting that done at that point of time, right?
Exactly. Like I don't want to be stuck without a prosthetic on my crutches or not be able to walk properly for tournaments. So definitely it was like a game changer.
Yeah. And I think, Mansi, for the viewers, it's good to know that you are also an electronics engineer, very adept at academics, proficiency. So great to know that. So let us go into a few fun questions before we wind up. It's almost the end of the discussion, end of the interaction. So Mansi, after the lockdown, if you have to play the first match, who would that be against? Who would you love to play against?
I'm going to play it with my brother. He has just come home and he's challenging me. Okay, let's see who's going to win. I think I'm going to take him next day to whenever the courts open, and I'm going to tell him to take the Conjita.
Nice. Do you binge watch some of the OTT shows on Amazon, Netflix?
Of course, I have that kind of time right now.
So what do you watch?
So yesterday I watched Into the Night. It's a Belgian flight apocalyptic drama, which was very interesting.
That's nice to hear. Are you cooking anything right now? Is the chef Mansi out?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'm trying on a few apna desi cuisines and I'm taking help from my mother. She's also teaching me ghar ka few ऐसे घर बनाए हुए recipes. But I think I made few days back. I made good palak paneer or rasgulla or just for my evening snack crunching. I'm making different type of healthy bales.
Right. It will be nice to. I mean, it's very mouth-watering. All those dishes that you're mentioning. So, Mansi, if you had to be a superhero, who would that be, and why?
Superhero. I think right now our superheroes are the people on the front line taking care in the COVID situation. So maybe a doctor or a nurse.
That's very nice.
I mean, I know. Were you expecting Marvel superhero?
No, it's nice. I mean, I think everyone has their own superheroes, and it's nice to have a lot of people would consider you as a superhero for them. So I think today the way the COVID situation is evolving, a lot of frontline warriors who are doing a commendable job, and I think it's a great thing to appreciate them.
For me personally, my superhero will be our doctors, like my doctors who have saved my life and who have made me so able that I am able to do so many things. So definitely, like all these people.
We'll take one or two questions, Mansi, before we wind up.
Okay.
So, which is there any tournament which is coming up announced by the BWF anytime soon?
No, nothing yet. Nothing yet announced.
Nothing. I think one question was, who has been your toughest opponent till now on the badminton field, on the court?
I'll say Parul Didi has been like I have always looked up to her. She has been the world champion multiple number of times. She is playing sports since the beginning, I'll say. So last year I got an opportunity to play with her and I got an opportunity to win against her, but she has been very tough.
This is one of my
But right
questions.
now, I have many other players coming in from Turkey, players from France who have, got different type of prosthetic limbs, and they are playing just amazing. So they're new players coming up, but badminton, SL3 women athletes.
So we keep referring to this. You have also been mentioning about the prosthetic leg, the type of prosthetic leg. Is there a technology advancement which is happening on the prosthetic leg which create a difference in the way the players perform?
It is, or I think it must be happening. I see a lot of changes in, I won't say sports prosthetic as of now. Of course, definitely changes are happening in sports prosthetic industry, but I'll say more changes are happening in walking prosthetics. Especially people are working on how mind can control prosthetic or how your muscle movements can trigger some of the movements in the prosthetic leg. So it's happening. Of course, only prototype level it has happened, and it is not available in the market as of now. But I see it in future that because you remember like the first prosthetics that were developed were happened in 2000, like it happened at during World Wars,
Sure.
and this is some early situation, and I'm sure that whatever innovation and technology advancements are going to happen, especially around this time, it is going to benefit humanity in future.
Thanks.
That is what I'm hoping at.
No, that's better. I think there are a lot of technology advancements happening in various fields. I'm sure this is also one field. We have absolutely run out of the time right now. So I think as a concluding thought, would you want to share something with your viewers who are listening as a last message to them during this time? And that'll be great.
I'll just say that as whatever be the situation, stay calm. Especially in this situation, be more human. Help everybody else who are around you. There are more people who require your help, and just go out and see. Right, like approach people who really require support or help, and help others. Be strong in whatever situation you're facing, and think everything is going to be fine in some time.
So thank you so much, Mansi. We have come to the end of the session. It's been absolutely fun and pleasure having you. Great talking to you. I think you have been very bubbly, very energetic, very enthusiastic, and I'm hoping that soon we will have you on the badminton court, winning games, and would love to see you play in action there soon someday. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you for having me, and thank you to the Fast and Up team and everybody who have attended this session. So thank you, everyone.
Thanks everyone, and we'll be back. Bye.
Bye.